Augustus required of all citizens from 249, but used as a test earlier, were signs of a totally different view of man, his nature and destiny. The devotion of Rome to war and militarism was incompatible with early Christianity. Moreover, as time passed, the emperors came to be elected by the legions to be warlords who established themselves against rival claimants by brute force. From Spain, Septimius Severus from Africa, who persecuted both Jews and Christians. From Pannonia of Thrace, and Diocletian from Dalmatia, and border men who have embraced centrist symbols are notoriously more intensely loyal to them than those who have been born and raised in the midst of them. To the Christians, the bloodthirsty martial symbols and practices were sealed by cruelty toward the church. Such a Rome was another Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Such a Rome was another Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of earth, drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. This is a quote from Revelation 17:5-6, and I repeat, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. So I see a picture of engraving of Roman camp at Seelberg, Germany. I will go ahead and show you guys the picture. Moving on, it reads, the Roman conquest of Britain. Map 9 shows the dates of conquest of the various territories of the empire, as well as the pressures of unconquered tribesmen from the east. The chief work of the emperors was to lead troops to pacify conquered peoples or to defend the fortified lines which marked the stable limits of their control, or to carry war to the competing Persian Empire. Marcus Aurelius wrote his classic Meditations in a campaigner's tent. Decius fell in battle with the Goths. Valerian was captured and disappeared in war with the Persians. Septimius Severus died at York, and Constantine was at York when proclaimed emperor by his troops, an authority he finally gained after 17 years of civil struggle. Britain was the farthest reach of the empire, and its pacification exercised some of Rome's most talented commanders from the time of Julius Caesar on. In the early period, the heartland of Christianity outside Palestine was Asia Minor. In the farther reaches of the empire, it followed the trade routes, although there may have been a few secret Christians among the troops. In Britain, a Celtic church was existent at least by the 2nd century, and delegates from it attended the Synod of Arles in 314. This picture shows Julius Caesar, legions Scotland and England. Claudius conquers Britain, makes Camalduma the official provincial cult center. Queen Boadicea's revolt in Lowlands crushed by Roman government. It shows that